The problem we have is the baseboard heating comes up from the basement here. This is the bar door in the front of the hall. Comes up here, then it goes to just about here, then it ducts down. So somewhere where this electrical outlet was must have been a door or some reason why they didn't want to have the pipe to go straight across. It then comes up on this side by the vent, comes up and runs another 6 or 8 feet. It then goes into the concrete ground and possibly dirt underneath, but at least into the concrete, goes under and comes up on this side of the bar door. It runs what we thought was the whole way along. I never paid attention with the chairs and tables out, but for some reason, again, it goes down there into the concrete and comes back up here. So what would happen is they would have to take that pipe and run it across to connect this one and cut out the section that's underground. It goes around the bend, along the back wall underneath the TV, and then turns and comes here. Surprisingly, you can see the pipe there. At one point, when they made this, from Reliable Oil says we had a single door here before, but probably 50 years ago, they put the piping into the wall. So it comes down on this side, the pipe is cut off coming up from the floor, so they originally used to go under the door, and now it comes in from the wall somewhere. Then it continues along, no other going under the doors until you get to the door for the storage room. The pipe then goes down under the floor. You can see a little bit underneath there. It goes under the floor, crosses under in the concrete, comes back up and comes in here. When Yorktown Plumbing was here yesterday, they found out the office has a heater in it. The pipe goes straight along this wall, straight through the wall, and into the one in the office. So it's at the end of the 175-foot run. It then does, I guess, a U-shape in there to have enough piping to get heat in the office, comes back through the wall, and then goes down into the floor here. It is in the concrete all the way back to the boiler room. And we paced out downstairs. The boiler room is somewhere on this side of the threshold. So the pipe that comes up here goes up into the ceiling and then into the rafter underneath the bar, and then goes up into comes up through here. So the other side, the bar side, is where we're going to do it. Right now, what the plan will be is come up here, everything works. At the end of the run, well, actually in the middle of the run where that section that goes into the floor, they're going to cut both pipes and run the rubbery Tentrax, whatever it is, Cantrax pipe, flexible pipe between these two connections, so it'll be one run. From here, it would cut off, come out, run over the doorway, back down and into this one. Same thing when we get to the end. At the end of the run, it will be a cut at the end of each pipe, cut at the end of that run, and a cut at the end of that run, and then they'll connect it by going across here. Nothing has to be done on this side because it goes over the door already. Then they have to do the same thing at the storage room door. It'll have to be cut at the left side, and then the pipe would have to go up, over, and around the doorway, connect to the bottom, come down, and go back into the office, all of which can be left, all those pipes work. From here at this point, it will have to be cut off and run over the door, all the way across this doorway. And what they're hoping to do is, since the piping is on the other side of the doorway, instead of coming down here and have to dig something else out, they would just come down into the bar on this side, come through the wall somehow, and go down here on this side. What they mean when they do that, I originally thought yesterday, was that they have to dig out the holes in the wall. No, they're gonna run the pipe on the outside of the wall, all along this thing, a flexible pipe that we're gonna have to see. You can get a carpenter, which they'll tell us about, and you put a trim box around it all the way around, and that way it protects it, it makes it look nicer than seeing a pipe hanging out on the wall. Then the big price is gonna be, how much does it cost? Now it's not as big of a job because now it's just connection, cutting out the sections that are in the concrete. But then we have to put exposed pipe that'll be over the doorway here, in the end there where the space across is, and then over the doorway here, and then over this doorways, all the way across to here and through the wall. So carpentry may cost as much as the other stuff. All right, I'm waiting on Yorktown Plumbing now, but when they come, I'll find out more stories and I'll send this out with everybody, so at least you understand what we're talking about. The parts that are in the concrete are the parts that leak. and the rest of the piping is good. That's exposed to the air. So it's just the sections that are in the concrete that have to be replaced. Bye-bye.